What's up, guys? Mr. Dan here, back again with another film review. This review has like a dual purpose. Number one, it is a return to Dollar Tree Theater. Dollar Tree Theater is brought to you by Hobbs Horror. Check out his channel. He's going through the Spooktacular in October, as he does every October. And it's been a while. I haven't found that much at Dollar Tree. I still have a backlog, however, and I did find this a while ago. The House is October Built 2. I do remember enjoying the original one to a degree, perhaps being a little disappointed with the ending. I don't recall all the details. I'll read the description in a moment. But the other purpose that this review serves is that it is a continuation of something I started with that film, Trick or Treat. And if you're listening now, I'm talking about not looking at the cover. How about that cover, by the way? That's what, you know, that's what made me grab that. There was no hesitation there. I began this 6 months ago at Halfway to Halloween, where I review a film. It has looks like it might have a Halloween theme. I judge it, number one, on its own merits, and then how much of a Halloween feel does it have, how much of a Halloween atmosphere. So, for example, for that film Trick or Treat, it started out on Halloween night, but at the end, Halloween didn't really have much to do with it, so I gave that 3 jack-o'-lanterns out of 5. I would have given it 2, but that cover is so good. So it was actually a better movie than it was a Halloween-themed movie. So we'll see how we rate this one here. I think the best thing to do is read the description. Okay. Recovering from the trauma of being kidnapped last Halloween by the Blue Skeleton, a group who takes extreme haunts to another level, 5 friends decide to face their fears in order to move on. When they head back out on the road to visit more haunted house attractions, signs of the Blue Skeleton start to appear again, and the new terror begins. Here's the thing about this movie. When do the signs of the Blue Skeletons start to appear? This is a strange film. Number one, this is not a cheapy knockoff. Everybody from the original's back. And it looks really good. They went around the country. They filmed this at a lot of haunted house attractions. There's a zombie run, which is incredible, and there's lots of drone shots in this film. There's a haunted hayride. There's like an extreme kind of X-rated haunted house they go to, and I'll just say 2 words that you probably didn't think you would ever hear in a sentence together: laser titties. Okay, yeah, that's what's in there, among other things. So they got the permission and the cooperation of a lot of these actual haunted houses, and you see that in the credits, where it's like half the cast is played by themselves. It's like themselves. They have I believe she's a psychologist who studies fear. She's interviewed, and she's playing herself, essentially. And so it looks great, and the haunted attractions look great, but that goes on for most of the movie. And there's only a few moments, you only get a few glimpses of these figures following them with these skeleton masks, these very particular, specific-looking skeleton masks. So it's like, wait a minute, am I watching a documentary or not? Is this a horror film or is this a documentary? What's going on here? And, you know, our 5 friends are going from location to location. The woman is coming with them. I'm going to say Rebecca Brandy Schaefer. She doesn't want to come. She's the most traumatized from the original events of the original film, but she eventually comes. And, you know, it's just so weird, because the horror movie part of it doesn't start until almost like the last half hour, maybe even the last 20 minutes. I mean, I almost felt like I could have watched this, or I could have watched a few videos from Spooky Kisses, you know, where she goes around to different haunted attractions. It almost had the same feel. Again, it's shot well. It's filmed well. The acting is pretty good. It has a documentary feel. It's, you know, it looks like found footage. It's not found footage because they didn't find the footage, but they switch over to the point of view of the person filming these documentaries. Okay, the documentary. So it has it's a little shaky in parts, but it's not. It's well done, and I don't think that part of it's going to annoy anybody. There were times I didn't know if they had pulled back from that or they were still going with that. Like if you saw all 5 characters on the screen, then it was safe to say that you weren't supposed to be looking at them being filmed on one of the other characters' camera, but it had that same kind of a feel, so it was hard to tell. And I don't know, it was just weird. What a strange thing to do. And I'm sorry, but I got to almost use the word ripoff, I mean, yeah, just because you got the cooperation of all these different haunted house locations. And what happens is they start to hear rumors of a place called Hellbent. And then at the end, they wake up and they've actually parked their minivan or their camper in a completely different place. And all of a sudden they're in North Carolina and it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon. They have no idea what happened. And they're taken into this location, which again, as a set, it looks great, and then so yeah, it's almost like a ripoff. I hate to say that. I really do. Some effort went into this, and it looks good. And then the other thing I want to say is, it also, there's a little psych out at the end, and you kind of think at this point maybe there's going to be, and I'm just going to say, and this has been out a while, so it's a spoiler only if you want to hear it, and if you're familiar with the film I'm about to mention, a film which is often lumped in with the slashers from the 80s, April Fool's Day. That's all I'm going to say. There's a little switcheroo at the end, and almost like a double surprise ending. But it's just too little, too late, because the first hour, at least, you have a tour of haunted attractions in the United States. And there's a competitive eating place. There's like I said, the zombie run, which actually looks like, hey, that would be fun to do. It's like a 5K with zombies and obstacles. Just strange. What a strange film. I just think that marketing it as absolutely one of the best horror movies. It's a very good documentary about haunted house attractions. Dressed up as a horror movie. But wow. So I have to say, I'll start with the Halloween rating first. I'm going to give it, I guess I got to give it 5 out of 5 jack-o'-lanterns as far as a Halloween feel. As far as a movie, man, I hate to use that word, rip-off, but I just don't understand it. So I'm going to go with 2. I would say 1 for plot, but like I said, it looks good. I would say almost just put this on in the background while you're doing something else. I hate to say that. I really do. All right, thanks a lot, guys. Has anybody else seen this? What are your thoughts? And my next review in this series will be Trick or Treat, the 1980s film. Thanks a lot.